probably not the greatest example of Queen jumping on a bandwagon, but you can hear, 100% you can hear what they experienced in the years leading up to this.
Yeah.
So the game, pretty much, the album was written by John Deacon. I think it was one of the first albums where they just let him loose. And I think Deacon was the guy who wasn't too bogged down by trying to sound traditional or trying to go with that Queen sound.
It's hard to do with a Queen sound. It's so weird anyway.
Exactly. So Another One Bites the Dust comes out in 1980. And the whole album is much more synth-driven. It's kind of a post-disco type of feel to it.
That is literally a handshake between the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. This song itself is the longest running top 10 song of 1980.
Really?
Yep. It's also Queen's best-selling single. Another One Bites the Dust.
You know, as much as I'm not a Queen fan, like, I'm not going into all that again, but I do love this song.
It's so simple, you can't help but love it. It's just stupid. Also, here's something cool I read. This song, when they recorded it, they didn't know what to do with it, right? They were recording this album. They were going down the more kind of synthy, disco-y kind of route. But Deacon had this bass line. And he was like, I really wanted to kind of do something a little bit different with it. I didn't know what to do. Eventually, they found themselves sitting down at a table with Michael Jackson. Okay? They grab a hold of a hard copy they had, whether cassette or 7, whatever the fuck they had. Probably, it would have been probably it wouldn't be that tape, whatever they had, some reel-to-reel, whatever. They grab a hold of Michal.
Jacko.
They grab a hold of fucking Michael Jackson. They drag him down to the studio. They play it for him. They have the song finished. He turns around and he goes, lads, unreal. That's the song.
That's from him.
Yep, from Michael Jackson.
All that time on the Billie Jean bass line.
Yep. He says, that's the song you've been waiting on for your entire career. So that's the one that's going to make people dance. That's the one that's going to make people remember you.
Yeah.
So you absolutely, that has to be put out as is.
Can you imagine Michael Jackson singing that? I already can in my head.
Yeah. Now, apparently what happened is that when Deacon was writing it, he was giving notes to Freddie all the time about lyrics and where the vocals should be and all this kind of stuff. And
you have to let the bass line play from the start for a good bit.
Yeah, exactly. But apparently what happened when they got into the studio to record it, Freddie just went, I have it in my head already. He ignored everything Deacon said. He just knew, because Freddie was that much of a kind of a virtuoso. He just knew, and he just belted out. Apparently he sang so hard for so long that his throat was bleeding, his blood coming out of his nose and everything, recording the song.
That was pre-AIDS as well.
Yeah, that was, it would have been. Yeah, it would have been. Maybe he had it, he was walking around, just like AIDS Light, Lite, TM. He was walking around with that for a little while. But also, here's another fucking mad thing I learned. This is really cool. The bass line for Another One Bites the Dust is used in the medical profession to teach chest compressions.
I knew that actually, yeah.
Oh, you did not know that?
So Staying Alive, actually.
Is it?
For when you're doing... Staying Alive is for when you're reviving someone who's drowned.
Oh, okay, alright, yeah.
So it's...
Like the nose, pinch, breathe
No,
thing.
just the pumps.
Oh, yeah, the chest pumps. Yeah, but that's what this is used for as well.
So
the bass line
is good for that,
because it's 110 beats per minute, and the heart beats at between 100 and 120. Yeah. This is a beautiful middle ground.
And Staying Alive and Another One Bites the Dust are both two different things in terms of keeping someone alive. One of them is not making it.
One of them is not.
And one of them is.
And one of them is absolutely dying. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this is Queen's best-selling single, so it was absolutely received extraordinarily well.
Yeah, no, you know what? It's undeniably a fantastic song.
It is. It's super. It gets old after a while, but like, it's still...
When Freddie goes up an octave,
yes,
it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Give the song, because if you have a song with the same bass line going through it, you need to start upgrading every few bars, and he helps a lot with that.
Exactly. What I like about that song is that Freddie gives the song space.
Yeah.
He's not trying to fill in every split second.
Yeah. Well, that's a sign of an incredible lead singer.
Exactly. He knows when to let the music do its thing. What's your next one?
My next one is Pink Floyd, Take It Back.
Big fan of these lads.
From the from the 1994 album Division Bell. When I first heard this song, I thought I was listening to a new U2 song. The intro guitar
it sounds like
just so U2. And in my head, I'm like, where... This is just a bit of fucking ground here. This is the second album without Roger Waters. So you're losing a massive, massive amount of Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
And it's also the 90s, which is really Pink Floyd overstaying their welcome. Pink Floyd fans don't like that. But they can fuck off.
Yeah, when I think of like 90s Pink Floyd, it doesn't sound right.
No, that's what I'm saying to you, yeah. Now, the Division Bell song, and that album isn't really particularly very bad. But just for a bit of context as to how new this was really for me, This went up against Parklife in 1995 in the Brit Awards for Best Rock Album and lost to Parklife. But that's what I'm saying. Pink Floyd were going to be... Like, they were still doing stuff then. Now, it was Without Waters, who then came out and said, this album is absolute rubbish.
You would never put Pink Floyd and Blur together in a sentence.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Like,
so
ever.
I really just feel that there's a huge Edge influence in this song. And when you hear it, you're going to go, holy, it's that Ebo delay. And I know that he didn't really invent that or whatever. He probably
lifted off them.
Lifted it off them. I couldn't find a really good example of when Pink Floyd did that before, and I'm sure the comment sections are gonna light up. Good. But when I heard this song for the first time in the 90s, and I was like, that is fucking U2.
Yeah.
It sounds like the start of Where the Streets Have No Name or something like that. And it doesn't really... It still has a bit of Pink Floyd. There's a lot of wanky in it. That album. The Division Bell song itself is fantastic. Again, it's not very pushing the boundaries as Pink Floyd did. I know you're not a big fan.
They do nothing for me.
But
zero.
I think it is... If you're Pink Floyd in the 90s, you are 100% keeping up with the kids no matter what. You can't... What, are you going to release fucking prog in the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it, but... You
can't. It's going nowhere.
Not without Roger Waters as well, so you're down. They're keeping up with the kids. Listen to this song, and you're going to go, bang of U2 off that. It's also the first single off the album, so it's not just random song I'm picking off it, you know what I mean? So
they led. This is their best foot forward. Like
best foot forward with this. I actually like this song a lot. Lyrically, not great. Musically, dull.
Yeah.
But, and as far as, like, it would not make my top 50 Pink Floyd songs, which is why it is.
It wouldn't make mine either.
Which is why none of them would.
Must be said.
You have zero. You have silence for every 50.
Must be said.
50 minutes of silence.
Listen to something else. Listen to Fleetwood Mac. Same job.
Right. That was my one. What's your next?
My next one it's 1967.
67?
1960, motherfucking 7. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Brigade has just come out.
Yeah.
Who jumps on the bandwagon?
Everyone.
The Rolling Stones in particular.
Oh, of course.
Rolling Stones release their Satanic Majesty's Request, which is their psychedelic album, right?
But they didn't start off psychedelic-y.
No, fuck no. They were like basically
Garage
Muddy
rock?
Waters. Fucking no, they were straight to the blues. Straight to the blues. It might sound like garage rock because it was recorded in a fucking shed somewhere. But yeah, blues and rock and roll was their bag from the get go. But yeah, they released their Satanic Majesty's Request, which is a play on what's stamped on a British passport at Her Majesty's request.
Yeah.
This is their first kind of foray into psychedelic and experimental music. The song is "She's a Rainbow," which is pretty much the only song anybody knows off the album.
Right. I don't know it.
You do.
Listen to it there.
Cash Money, you know it. If you put that on from start to finish, you've heard it. It's been in movies and stuff. It's literally the only song that halfway makes sense on it. Yeah, and Mick Jagger himself came out and said that album's fucking shite.
Nearly everyone distances himself from these albums that we've talked about.
Exactly,
here.
yeah. Jagger said there's like 2 good songs on it. He said himself the rest of it is nonsense.
Yeah.
And that is himself saying it. So mixed reviews across the board. Some music critics were kind of intrigued by their
departure,
their ingenuity to try and not necessarily keep up, but to try something a little bit different because they've been banging out these kind of bluesy rock and roll albums for so long. But I think most people thought this is fucking bullshit. We can't have any of this.
It's hard to call what Rolling Stones fans would have thought when they're a mixed bag themselves.
Yeah, I find it hard. I think this is, again, shoot myself in the foot. I find the Rolling Stones to be incredibly overrated. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I think they're important because I think they might have been an introduction to a style of music for an entire generation or 4.
Yeah.
But musically, I've yet to hear something come out of that camp that, like, Paint the Black and...
I was going to say, be careful because you put Paint the Black on it.
Yeah, no, put Paint the Black as a departure.
It was a departure, yeah.
Like, I think when they get out of their wheelhouse, they're better than when they just stick to that fucking blues.
But that's fucking standard.
Like, it's standard. Just... Yeah. It just seems to be music for old lads that want to just shuffle in that chair. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You get me? Like,
I do get you. They have nothing to me that stands out like the Beatles would or anything like that. No. They have. I could make an album of songs I really like by the Rolling Stones, but I don't think that would even be a particularly incredible album. I'd listen to that all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm the exact same. Don't get me wrong. There's most certainly songs there that are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But I find the songs that people talk about, like "Gimme Shelter," are very much a departure from their bog standard kind of.
They had a few diamonds in that, but
100%. The best of the Rolling Stones is shit hot.
40 Dicks.
The rest of it, whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? Listen, I heard enough blues in my life to know it's just it's sad reggae.
And it translates brilliantly.
Sad reggae.
Translates brilliantly live if you're into that kind of thing.
If you want to just sit in your chair because you're 60 with your big stupid lip t-shirt and tap your foot and tell everybody in the pub in Blanchardstown that it was a Savage gig.
You're picking up Blanchardstown because I'm from Blanche.
Yeah, whatever. Like, wherever you're from, you want to sit in your local pub and tell people about, we had fucking points were €8 or whatever. You know what I mean? And was it good though? Well, it was grand. Yeah, it wasn't as good as the time I saw them in 1970.
Yeah, that album in that era is not going to be remembered in the Rolling Stones.
It's not. Now, to be fair, straight after that, they went straight back to the kind of blues rock fucking system afterwards. But it's probably it's an important departure for them because they learned, let's not fuck around too much.
Yeah.
Don't poke the tiger, you know what I mean?
Rolling Stones is bread and butter.
Just leave that fucking...
Don't add olives.
Like, leave it at that. Leave it at that. You're immortal. You know what I mean? You're going to live forever doing this shit.
That sound like an American band. Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Leave it at that. But at the same time, I'm saying leave it at that, and I think their best songs are when they do depart.
I get you. Just not that way.
I would actually, strangely enough, She's a Rainbow, I would put on a best of Rolling Stones. I would absolutely include that on there. It's a good little song. It's super Beatlesy, and it's got that super kind of folky sound.
But there was a time when the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and The Who were listening very carefully to each other.
Of course they were. The Who were the bastard son of that entire... I personally think The Who have way more fucking killer songs than people give them credit for.
They do, absolutely.
The Who were super important.
Yeah.
Super important. Yeah. They wrote rock and roll songs like nobody's fucking business.
I'd put them way ahead of Rolling Stones.
Easily.
Way ahead.
Easily. For me, it's Beatles, Rolling Stones... Beatles, The Who, Rolling Stones. For me, all day long.
But you know what? I never felt that The Who were trying to copy either of those bands. But
they're also nowhere near as big.
Nowhere near absolutely not. But I think that the Beatles and the Stones were listening to The Who far more than The Who were listening to the other two. I feel like that.
Yeah, they were watching each other very, very closely. Anyway, what's your next one?
My next one is Maggie's Farm by Bob Dylan. The first time he went electric.
First time.
Now, Bob Dylan's folk. Up until 1965, and folk is a thing where you don't use electrics.
It's a thing.
If you do, you're not. Now, Keeping Up with the Kids is a weird playlist to put this on because I don't know if he did it to keep up with the kids. He did it because Bob Dylan was always ahead of everything, really. I'm not a massive Bob Dylan fan, but I watch documentaries on him all day. I'll read up on Bob Dylan all day, but I just don't want to particularly listen to his music. I find he is an artist who gives way to incredible cover versions.
Yes.
He writes brilliant fucking songs and other people do them better. And I think it's mostly because his voice...
I like Dylan. I like Dylan.
Listen, I can't deny Dylan. I'm just saying.
More of a best of...
Yeah.
Guy for me.
So I think, I think it was the Newport Folk Festival where he plugged the guitar in.
Finally, a Fender got plugged in.
And the booze came. The big booze. People knew it was going to happen.
Springsteen covered this, and then Rage Against the Machine covered it.
Rage Against the Machine covered it on the Renegades album, I think. This is from the album Bring It All Back Home, which has half non-electric, half electric. His reasoning behind it wasn't... He's never going to say I was keeping up with the kids. See, if you think about it, right, all of his songs that were being covered... Remember someone released a song and someone would cover it a year later?
Yes.
A year... That was bizarre back in the 60s.
We talked about this before, like Hey Joe and stuff like that.
Yeah. They were all doing it electric.
Yeah.
The Boards, the Turtles, they were all doing his songs electric.
The Mock Turtles?
Was the Mock Turtles? No. That wasn't the Mock Turtles.
No.
You're throwing me off here now.
That was another band.
He said because he was bringing a smaller crew on the road, he wanted a louder sound, despite the fact that he was playing smaller venues. So, listen, the country wants to play electric.
Of course. Let him be.
Just let him do it. There was murder over it. In all the cities, apparently, like in Manchester, where people were shouting Jude or something.
What the fuck, like? It's like guitar. Shut the fuck up.
And I'd love to know, did those people ever listen to a song with a guitar and ever? It's a guitar. It's a guitar with
a microphone built in.
Yeah.
That's it. Forget it. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Stupid.
So
all those people. Let's just say it. To all those people who gave Bob Dylan a hard time when he was on the road, just trying to put out good songs for you, be a little bit louder so you could hear them.
Yeah.
Suck my dick.
Suck my dick. And you went on to listen to rock anyway. With
course
guitars.
you did.
You went on to listen to the Beatles. You
course you
absolutely got sucked in by the Beatles and the Stones anyway. And they were
100%.
playing electric guitar.